in an election there, about in bird paper. You know, and it's the same thing me and people are talking about Mark Golden. And it's kind of sad because, you know, the JLP that accepts Siaga, and Siaga was a man of the West, as we know for the longest while. And
Ladies and gentlemen, Frank, it's a big difference. Frank, it's a big difference.
Well, I'm never done.
Well, I make you
just answer me. Never say, you call him scandal bag, you see I got to the wrong, you nasty team up. What make we, what good for the goose, good for the gander. And if you know,
what's a tit for tat? Okay.
When you want to and accept him. And some man,
Frank, let me explain.
People commit suicide. The people, the man, they will commit suicide. Man, they walk up and down. Take away their house.
Frank, let me explain something.
They take out where you call it, borrow money, 100% and a Mark Golden and Peter Bunting and bearing backside wall. You go in a, you have to be 100%. Come on, puss a puss and thief a thief.
Frank, let me explain something.
No thief. He push no if you can't no water. Not a father that. You see Mark Golden talking to people feel straight.
Don't let him change. Skitty. Don't let him change this conversation. Skitty, don't let him change this conversation. Let me make him understand what the issue is so he know, because him saying it but he don't know. You are right. You are 110% right when you said Mr. Siaga was born in the United States. You're not wrong. But the difference is, before, at the age of 21 going in 22, before he entered politics, he knew he wanted to become a Jamaican. And he took it upon himself at a legal age at that time, 21, to make sure that he denounces American citizenship and becomes a Jamaican. So that's the difference between him and Mark Golden, who at 50 odd year old still don't have the courage enough, right? Or the decency enough to say, boy, he don't want to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That's the issue, sir. That's the problem. No. I want him to acknowledge it. And then, since I have the floor, I want.
Oh, okay. Come on. What the person said about the thing with Tiago. That's true. But the thing about it is, my brother.
You get the understanding? No.
It's something that I understood exactly what was with the thing with Siaga. But you must also understand this though, that under the Westminster, under the English system, you can't. But in America, you can't be a dual citizenship in America and Jamaica and become a member of Parliament or anything like that. You have to eat up.
Frank, you know what the problem is? This man is flip-flopping. And as a Jamaican, and I'm going to point out when I say flip-flopping, it was his words, not my brother, that said, you cannot have 1 foot in the King country and 1 foot in Jamaica. You have to know where you stand. Mark Golden said that. Simple meaning now, why is it that he cannot come up for sure for one, say he was born here, and why is it that he choose not to denounce his citizenship in the UK? That's the problem we have in.
But is there a dispute? I wasn't aware that there was a dispute that Mark Golden didn't ban in Jamaica. The first, I was recent I hear them talk there. I didn't know that
there's a big
argument.
Can I get a that's one of the biggest thing we have right now. Where remember, and as I just pointed out to you, his words. So you cannot have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Not my words. So therefore, why is it you find hard now? You want to lead a country, but you do not want to give your citizenship up. That's the problem we're having.
I don't think, in terms of that, I don't think that should be a big problem with Westminster.
It is a problem, sir. Frank, don't do that. And I'm telling you why I say my brother don't do that. Macho Samuda is not running for the presidentship of this country. And the problem we are having, this is the big problem. It was his mouth, cock mouth a kill cock, say, you can't have 1 foot at east and 1 foot at west. I didn't say it. Him said.
What was he referring to? What was he referring to when he said that though?
It doesn't matter.
No, man, it must matter, man.
No,
It don't
say you
necessarily
can't
to
have
say,
one
if
foot.
not talk about,
Listen what he says. Listen what he says.
it must have some context to it, man.
Listen what he says. You can't have 1 foot over England and 1 foot in Jamaica, and that's what he's doing.
Me can get an address of Frank,
Yes, sir.
please.
Go ahead now. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Mr. Frank, good evening, sir.
Evening.
Yes. My question is, I would like to ask a question. Why is it that you would prefer to support a Mark Golden, which you technically knows nothing about, right? Over a Andrew Holness, where you probably didn't even have the chance to play football with? Why?
First to begin with. Why, I tell you. First to begin with, he's a lifelong member of the People's National Party. So therefore, I can support my party in every shape. In every shape and form. And hold on, I'm going to answer you, my brother. Let me answer you. I just set the stage for that. We make it know, say. Just like how the sisters, a brethren said earlier on, I'm going to talk about the Prime Minister and Mr. Man going to defend him and stuff like that, and I respect that. I'm simply saying to you that as far as I'm concerned, Andrew Holness come from a humble background. I respect that. And I mentioned that further on. I give him props for that and he may elevate himself. Mark Golden is a guy where he is less than the politics. He come up to the Senate and we know about him less than we know about Andrew. And we can understand that also. Based on the beat where PMP get, the shellacking we get in 2019, Mark trusting in the leadership. I don't think it's even something that him really want. But we have 14 seats and he becomes a leader of the opposition. Bright guy, smart guy, he do him thing. Now, why shouldn't I support him? As the leader of the party, he must prove himself. He's a good businessman, a family man, a decent guy. Why shouldn't I support him? Tell me. Why shouldn't I?
Can you stick a pin when you say good businessman? Good businessman means that you rob from the poor and give to the rich, right?
Come on, man. Let's not go there with that, man. That's a bit low, man. We're not going so low, man.
Why? But that's what
we're not talking about Robin Hood, man.
No, that's not Robin Hood, sir.
We're not going to talk about Robin Hood. We're not going to listen to politics.
Sir, Robin Hood took
from the rich. That PNP ignore everything what the PNP does to destroy this country and everything else. And them ignore all of these things, you know.
Frank. I am not talking about Robin Hood because Robin Hood rob from the rich and give to the poor. Mark Golden engineered FinSac, right? Darren Bunting and Golden engineered FinSac, which was the biggest bleed out of the poorer businesses in Jamaica into people who had money, who were rich. And that is something that you're supposed to know. Now, I have been a PNP supporter for almost all of my life, except for the past 4 years. You understand? Even when me never liked Peter Phillips, I still did not vote for Mr. Andrew Holness in 2016. Or no, not in 2016, in 2020. You understand? So it's not a matter of saying me a PNP or me a JLP. This is the thing about the politics that we're trying to get across in this modern day. We are Jamaicans. And if Mr. Andrew Holness is not fit at some point to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica, I support a vote against Mr. Andrew Holness. And if Mark Golden is fit to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica, right, I will support him. But his entrance is downright slack. His entrance is downright slack. You get what I mean? His political landscape as the President of the People's National Party have been nothing but derogatory and disrespectful and degrading, not only to our country but to the members of Parliament who is the leaders of the government of Jamaica. Very disrespectful person. You see that thing, that picture where me make sure me put up on the screen? I would love for the die-hearted PNP people to take a good look at it. Mr. Everall Warmington at a meeting. And you can do your diligent research, sir, and find out where Mark Golding stems from naturally. You understand? He is stemmed from a total Jewish background. Jewish people love when there is high inflation in any country so that they keep the barrage of money, sir. That is what he did in the FinSac that mashed up Jamaica. You, as a citizen of Jamaica, must stand against scandalous actions. You have been scandalizing. You are a part of the persons who scandalize and make repugnant speeches towards the sitting Prime Minister of Jamaica. And it is ridiculous that you people deny the facts and the truth about Jamaica and the growth that Jamaica has seen since Andrew Holness. It is ridiculous that you people can actually sleep peacefully at night knowing that you deny the truth and the facts about our country. You understand? That is not respectful, that is not intelligent, that is by no means anything generous, sir. And you people need to look into yourself. All of you PNP people who claim to be die-hearted and supporting a Mark Golding regime in Jamaica, you all need to look into yourself and be honest. The Integrity Commission provided a 200-page last week to Parliament. You understand? None of which give any pointers to the Prime Minister being corrupt or illicitly enriched. You understand? It's about time. Look at my screen and you will see what I'm talking about. That is something that you are a part of. You support the man in the chain being held by the man, the white man, Mark Golding. If you don't support that, then you would have stand up for your country. You would have let your leader know that in spite of the fact that I've been a PNP supporter for all of my life, this is downright slack and degrading, and we do not support that. And we will step aside from what you did. Because even if him apologize, it no make no sense. The whole of repugnant and dumb and stupid. I only need to pack on the things and go. Una no good opposition. Una set up opposition. I have never seen the Honorable Edward Siaga oppose Mr. P.J. Pattison or Mr. Michael Manley in any disrespectful form ever before. I have never seen that. I have never seen Mr. Edward Siaga pulled off any mental slavery kind of actions in Jamaica. Neither have I ever seen Mr. Manley done so. You understand? And this what your president, this one the party president choose to do. If you got prison for it, if you tie up on one you can get some fat rock. And all of you who support it, including Gate and Campbell and Peter Bunting, and the whole of you need to throw in one barrel and go up a Blue Mountain Pete and let it go.
Alright, long as that's another brother.
Why them a kill Frank? A Frank wanna go panic sitting tomorrow.
I like when Goody come up and highlight certain things. And we realize that Frank was a councillor. And go to ask a question.
He didn't say a word.
Why question the three arms of government?
Yeah, in your country and him no know.
And he was a councillor.
Yeah,
Now,
him no
here
know.
it is. At the same PNP supporters today will say that Dennis is not qualified for the job that he has today. And you know, you don't need to have no subject for be one councillor. You don't need to have no qualification for be one MP. But yet still, you would have want to debate that a man like Dennis is not qualified. Now, me wonder, you know. You don't know all the municipal laws. You don't know the Market Act. You don't know the Barber and Hairdresser Act. You don't know the Town and Country Planning Act. And you may ask, you know, Frank, as a councillor, you know, would I love to know if you know all them, there's something there. The thing that guides you when you are a councillor to ensure that you serve the people that you once represented. People, when you realize that PNP thinks this is a game and they must support them favorite team, when you realize that everything that Mark Golding was and is involved in, they ignore it and it means nothing to them. But everything them try to cook up something against the Prime Minister. How can you be a realtor and when you look on the man declaration, you don't even see where he has $1 in that account? But yet still, he made $51 million of renting his real estate. Fee money building them, you know. So where that the money they go?
Oh, said for a medical.
Or we reinvest in these properties. Right now, as we speak, Golding is building one massive building on Marcus Garvey Drive. But yet still, he does not have a real estate account. A man like this only has 2 accounts. Only 2 accounts. And Frank wants to say to us, him believe. Every PNP believe in that. And he's an investor also. He's an investor. And him not have no investment account either. So how him do that? Now here it is that Frank also would have tell Jamaica that, hey, the Prime Minister have account overseas, offshore account. And we know the Prime Minister don't have none. But here it is that Mark Golding have a trust fund. He has accounts, several accounts overseas. And he ignores that too. That don't mean nothing to him. So at the end of the day, it tells you people that the PNP, they don't know the campaign. What they do is to try to tell Jamaica, these are the propagandas that we are spreading. Vote out the JLP, even though they are doing so well. And make we get to go mash up the country, as they did from 1989 to 2007. That is what they are about. So people, wanna better be wise. I hope you know what you're up to in the next election. Frank, I can say to you, when you started out, I said the man of fear, you know. But just when you start telling lie them, it's when you start show PNPism. Jaja, sorry for you.
I give them point of view and most of the fire is at me. Okay?
Yeah.
I listen to the brethren and I'm articulating position very well. And the sister asked me about 3 branches of the government. Whatever question should I ask? You know, I don't remember all of these things. I don't think that prerequisite to have a conversation either. But anyway, the fact is that him seems to have a lot of information on Mark Golding, and him can articulate everything about Mark Golding the building where I make, and this and that knows what. But yet still, as soon as you talk something, as soon as you mention something about the Prime Minister, boy, you don't talk reasonable, but I'm talking about your colours come out. Come on, man. Everybody on this stuff. Everybody over here is political, man. Let's don't get it twisted, man.
A sports
We can reason to disagree on some things, yeah? But don't tell me something that talk reasonable, but until me start say something about corruption, everybody will start to have a fit. Come on, man. I wouldn't say that corruption started with the Prime Minister. He don't go stop with him. I'm just simply saying that is something that is in the public domain and need to be dealt with. And if the PMP come in tomorrow morning and it's the same situation, it needs to be dealt with. I'm not saying that the thing is about jail thing. You understand? I'm simply saying that what we call a spade, and that's where me part company with the Prime Minister. As simple as that. I'm not spreading propaganda upon him. Why should I do that? No money upon it for me.
Frank, you know, we can tell you about all of the corruption them were there in the party right now, but yet still you continue to support them. One, on the opposition. $1 billion. Listen to this, Frank. Frank, listen to this now.
It's a perfect party. And them people, a man calling me about a man earlier on, you know. I'm going to tell a man, say, listen, I totally agree with you. I never call him name.
Hear this,
but the man know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'll show you a thing,
but
Frank.
you come, you know the bill in the mark gold in a bill.
You there in opposition.
You know how much account to have overseas, but yet you didn't know nothing about your Prime Minister.
You don't know nothing about your leader of opposition? How is it that you don't know these things?
What if these things in the public domain? If all the way you say, which I'm not going to dispute you, I'm not going to call you a liar. I'm not going to say that you're lying. I'm not saying that you're making up these things.
Let me answer that question.
All I'm simply saying, if they're on the public domain, let the people them seat. Let the people them seat, and they will decide for themselves.
Mark Golding. Frank, do you agree that Mark Golding is the MP for South St. Andrew?
What is that?
Do you agree that Mark Golding is the MP for South St. Andrew?
If I do agree, I don't agree that he is the MP for South St. Andrew.
Okay. Do you know that the same man where you say, I hold it down with the man them, you know the type of man we are talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, that South St. Andrew was the most murderous area in Jamaica. And this year, it continues to be the most murderous. Is he holding it down?
My brother, I'm not going to come
yes
over
or no?
here.
You believe that
I'm not going to dispute that video because I don't know. I don't know the facts.
Exactly. You don't know nothing about Mark Golding. Tell me something. The MP, Mark Golding, can you sell Mark Golding, the MP for South St. Andrew, the wonderful work that he's doing, that should translate into him becoming the Prime Minister for Jamaica because he's doing such a wonderful work for South St. Andrew? I'll listen to you.
As far as him is concerned as an MP, I know he's involved with the sports over there. I know he's involved with the Polytechnic School and some other things them do, get certain finances for them and stuff like that. And you know, I think basically as an MP you can only do so much based on your funds as a Prime Minister in a own constituency. I don't know what kind of development they might do in terms of housing and stuff like that, because over there very populated. I don't know if they might do in Jonestown and places like that. But I know as an MP you get your allocations and you distribute accordingly. And I don't think we'd have a problem with that. I don't think we'd have a problem. I don't have a problem with the Prime Minister of that either. I think them do the best job them possibly can do. You understand? I don't think that me and you can go back and forth to that will make a difference. The Jamaican people who decide the election, because of smart people, who they want to choose as them leader. And I could have a conversation over here without mentioning about the illicit enrichment and things like that. I would have a perfect conversation. You guys would be happy. But as soon as you touch that, you have all the information for Mark Golding. Yet a man can't talk not about the Prime Minister without you get upset. And that's not even cool.
But you're upset right now because you're talking about Mark.
Debate it, and we can disagree to agree.
Frank, you know, that was not the tone of your voice earlier.
With a civic lesson and ask a man, boy, you know the Town and Country Act? Please. That's not even it does not change the price of bread, brethren, really? Come on, man.
No, it doesn't. But
come on,
we
man.
want to show
Let's be
people that
realistic,
this,
man. We try to be
I
intelligent
am trying to show people that
person
you
being
who was
inadequate.
representing the
Don't even change the
people
price of bread. Come
was
on,
not
let's be reasonable.
educated enough to represent the people them.
What is that?
May I say to you, you are not educated enough to represent the people them, but I wanna beat down this. I say no.
You so much trying to shoot me, Virgin. You're trying to be disrespectful now. I'm
Can I be disrespectful? May I be honest with you?
No. You know nothing about me and what I've done.
So why is
You
it that you don't know the three arms of government?
And that's why people don't come from
And only that represent the people.
You people get choked up when you start getting personal and start going at people's life when you don't know nothing about, and it's disrespectful.
But you are going to Prime Minister life and you don't know nothing
The Prime
about
Minister
the
is a
life
public figure,
neither.
man. Come on. If you can't talk about my Prime Minister, you can't talk about.
Talk about Mark Golden.
You understand? When Mark Golden Prime Minister, you talk about it.
Hold on.
Give me a talk. Give me a talk.
Gracie.
Make a talk then.
And me, hold on, see now. The man are not talking. Gracie.
You don't want to get me. Me talk.
The mic get trouble. Alright. Let go the mic, you know. Yeah. Where I say I talk to brother Frank, and it's not that we get personal.
XPMP coming out back.
Yeah, it's not that we get personal, and we have to defend Andrew Wallace, because the fact of the matter is the question was asked of you earlier, you know. And you say, even till just a while ago, you said these things is in the public domain. Somebody asked you earlier if because it is in the public domain that make it true. And the answer to that was no. So if that don't make it true, don't you think you should have get the facts before you come and start spread? Because people outside there will not read the report and I believe I pick things out of what you say and I run with it, you know. You understand? So when you go contribute to spreading the narrative out there in the public domain, you should have make it a point of your duty to get the facts. You understand? You should have at least read the IC report, because if you did read the IC report, you'd tell us, say, Andrew Wellness never have no 28 bank account. Him associate with 28 accounts, and out of that 28, 11 of them was active. And the 4 that the IC was questioning was not even his. The 4 where them have 0 in, you know, 2 of his mother, 1 of his father, and 1 of his some somebody with that associate with him through work. You understand? So none of them have never fit him. So if you did read the IC report, you would have said, where is the corruption that people are talking about? No corruption, not in it. And the point is, if you are investigator man for 3 years, you can't find nothing, and you employ a forensic audit, and the Virgin did say 21 million, 4 million to investigate for 6 months. And at the end of the 6 months, you want to carry to the FID. After 3 years and 6 months, it don't make no sense. Where is this thing going when it is going to end? It needs to stop. You understand? Point with Mark Golden now. Everybody know that Mark Golden was the engineer for FinSac. And if Mark Golden are the engineer for FinSac, him take off all of the people him asset, him sell it to the NHT. And the point about that, if you ever sell man, if Mark Golden is a man of integrity, during Bunting and Golden sell the people them asset 17 days before them purchase it, you know. Them sell it and collect fee it 17 days before them buy it from Omar Davis, you know. That's what them call it the sweetheart deal. You understand? So that's a corruption in any other country. People they are prison for that. And I'm certain that Andrew Williams is not involved in nothing like that. Next point with Mark Golden. Mark Golden come on national TV and saying born in Jamaica. He named 2 different places in Jamaica for born. He saying born at Jubilee, he saying born at UC. But me go tell some of the people on the platform this. And you're supposed to know this. Mark Golden's father coming as a diplomat. And everybody knows that if you come to a country as a diplomat and you're even married, right?
You cannot get status in the country unless you go back to your country and take off your diplomat status where you come here with. You is here as a subject of the queen. So if you're married to a woman, the woman automatically becomes the family. You are the head of the house, you know, so you and your people, them, if anything happen in a Jamaica, the country where you come from, where send you come here, I go extract you and your family. Understand? You don't get citizen for Jamaica if your parents is a British subject. You don't get Jamaican status. You understand? So at the end of your tenure now, you don't have to go apply for that to your wife. Right? He never do that. So Mark Golding was never, even if he born in Jamaica, he is not a Jamaican, he is still a British. You understand? And he cannot show a birth certificate for saying born in Jamaica. Them search in the archives and them search in the RGD, them can't find a birth certificate for you. Him saying renounce, the honorable thing to do since you renounce, produce your renunciation certificate. Everybody else will renounce, produce them certificate, because that is the only way you can prove say you renounce. Him not produce no paper. So how come nobody not have no issue with them there? I want to still tell me say this man is a man of integrity. Where is the integrity? If you have integrity, this is my birth certificate. You know, none of them there. None of them for sure. You understand? You is not a Jamaican. Even if you did born here, you is not a Jamaican because your father was a British subject. You automatically is a British citizen. You understand? So, where is the integrity? And for a man now, I'm going to tell me, say, everywhere you go, you disrespect the Prime Minister. Every platform you go on, you call the Prime Minister thief. I only in a Jamaica, I see them as something go on, and since Donald Trump in America now, I see one whole by slap Mr. go on over there because he's a madman. We don't want to be a mad nation like these Americans, you know, man. You understand? We don't want to be like that, brother. The Prime Minister is the highest office in the land, brother. And we need to put some respect to it, brother. Everybody walk around and cut the man, tell the man about his wife and pity them. And the next thing me want to talk about, the Prime Minister have business overseas. He not have none when he must start going to politics, when he must run for the Prime Ministership. When him there, Peter Phillips and them are two something they run with. They run with both in house and in business when he have overseas, and him bring everything. He not have no business overseas. He don't have no business overseas. Bring home it.
All right.
Bring home
Well,
business.
that's a great thing. Well, that's a